So
Exactly. And, I think, I mean, I'm guilty of it too. And I think people sometimes get caught up too much in Success Club and advancing in rank and making money,
yeah,
because it kind of gets away from the core thing of like, you want to get healthy and fit yourself, duh.
yeah,
Then be there for your family and friends or whatever you want. But the fact that you can make money and help people is like a bonus. But I mean, come on.
yeah,
Like, I think we've talked around the dude's call, and I've told people before, but like, you sign up to coach and a year goes by and you haven't made a single dollar, but you did every workout to a T, you're going to be in amazing shape. So,
yeah, exactly. It's pretty much a win-win. So
exactly. I mean, I think I just posted. I posted it in the team page. Come on, people, hop on. No one's ever like right on time.
Right at 6 or
hey, my wife Destiny said, like, are you gonna have to like take your shirt off to make them feel comfortable? Because that's how.
We're used to.
I was like, I hope not. I'm not ready for that.
Funny, actually, it's part of my brand, I guess, now, because on the call I just was on,
Yeah.
Sam was talking and asked me a question, and then someone's like, hey, do you have any questions for him or whatever? And I was talking about organization. Like, why do you have a shirt on? Oh, man.
That's funny.
I don't know. I feel like I dress up for you guys that don't know you. That's funny. Okay, where is that? Yeah, the chili's hot. Oh, there's somebody right there. Hello, Sarah.
I don't think we can hear you yet.
now I can.
There you are. There you are. What's up? Hey, look you look pretty good.
I'm so tired.
Yeah.
I bet you're tired, but
I know.
kudos
They
to you
They
for
said it takes like 5 weeks to go back to normal.
You guys are kind of like cutting in and out or something, maybe.
Could be. Sometimes there's some bad connection. I'm gonna move this sucker away from the kitchen and
I think it's because Cameron's got the water running.
Really?
Yeah, I
no,
think that's what that noise is.
Your video is like super HD right now,
is
Mine or Cameron's?
Cameron.
Wow, that's good. There we go.
Uh-huh.
Buddy, Hannah. I'll give it another couple minutes to let some people hop on before we get going. There we go. Bonnie's hopping on. Sweet. Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, Cameron.
How are you doing?
Okay.
Awesome.
Thanks for inviting us all.
Yeah, I messaged Blaine because he's always like asking and saying, hey, like I'd love to have people on and you talk a little bit. So that's cool. But I'll give another minute or two, and it's already recording, and before we get into it. Gotta get the dogs up here.
Nice.
Every time we do a video call or we're recording our workouts, we're talking on the phone or something. This one, Chloe, always has to be on the camera. She so I'm gonna mute everybody but Drew. Okay, so if you guys have any questions for Drew when he's talking and anything like that, just unmute yourself and ask him, but I just wanted to have him share a little bit about his story because it's pretty awesome to hear, actually, and that's why I really wanted him to talk, because I think a lot of people need to hear it and can relate to it. but we're going to kind of just go through it a little bit, and I'll ask him a couple questions, and he kind of share his story a little bit. And then, yeah, if you have anything you wanted to talk about or ask him, go for it. But this is, well, I'm going to keep it unmuted, so. Okay, I'll mute. Okay. Drew, go ahead, and you can just kind of introduce yourself a little bit and kind of share how you got into Beachbody, and then obviously, falling off and get back into it. Okay, I'm muting on right now.
Nice. Can you hear me okay? Cool. My name is Drew. I live down here in Texas, like Dallas, Fort Worth area. And I've been a coach now for a year, like with Beachbody. I first came across Beachbody, I saw P90X on an infomercial like back in 2008, and looked like it would work. So I ordered it online and did that for a little while. I never really stayed on board with it, but fast forward all the way to 2014, I was at a Tony Robbins conference, and I saw Amy and Kevin walking, and my first thought was like these people look super cool, they got different color hair and tattoos, what are they doing for a living, so I kind of forgot about it, and then I just randomly saw them on this Tony Robbins group on Facebook, and I totally stalked them, I went to their page and started just kind of watching them and that kind of thing. So I was at the time I was probably at my heaviest, I hit 300 pounds. So I was super depressed. I had a lot of anxiety and stuff like that. So I started following her, and she was just super consistent, always posting, her workouts and about the coaching opportunity, that kind of thing. So the way I really first got into it is it was the Insanity Max 30 challenge or test group, back in December of 2014. And so I jumped on board with that. Not at a coach, just as a challenger at the time. And I made it in probably a week or two before I just stopped doing it. So so that was interesting. So January, right after that December, I just stopped working out. I was still a member of the challenge group, but I just kind of completely fell off, stopped working out, stopped eating right, in that January, one day, I guess I had an anxiety attack pretty much, and ended up in the emergency room. And my family history, my dad's had 4 heart attacks. So my first thought was I'm having a heart attack. This is it, So I'm in the emergency room. I got these electrodes hooked to my chest, my 2-year-old daughter standing there what's wrong with daddy? What's wrong with daddy? And it's that'll haunt me for the rest of my life. So that was a big turning point for me, just experiencing that and not wanting to put my family through that. So I just started making small changes. It wasn't overnight. It probably should have been, but luckily, I forgot to say, it was pretty much just a crazy anxiety attack. My heart rate was 155 resting, and luckily I was okay and everything. But so I just started implementing small things. I cut out the sodas. It was for me, it wasn't overnight. It was just a gradual, daily changes, simple changes every day, just consistently doing the right thing. And I didn't drop a ton of weight. It just kind of slowly came off, but I just stuck to it, And so that was 6 months later I had dropped some weight, nothing crazy, but it was June. Amy had a coaching opportunity post, so I didn't really know about a whole lot about the coaching opportunity for Beachbody. And so I got in the sneak peek group that she did, and I thought this sounds really cool. So I got in on I went in with a 21 day fix, and for the first time I was extremely committed, the accountability group, the support of everybody. I didn't miss a day in June, and so I did that. I did 2 or 3 rounds of 21 day fix with that challenge group that she did initially, and I dropped probably 40 pounds or so, and doing really well, eating healthy. My wife was on board, she was really supporting me, and she got pregnant with our second kid, and he's 4 months old now. But so it was super hard. Like the first 3 months of her pregnancy, she was sick, like not just in the morning, but just seemed like all day long. Like, so we just really fell off. Like we stopped meal prepping like we were doing, like we started missing workouts, and it just kind of gradually fell apart, and I just, like at that time, I got into the coaching opportunity that June. It was like 2015 last year, and I started signing up coaches and that kind of thing slowly, and I got to Emerald like a couple months in, and then like that's when everything just kind of started falling apart for me. So we fell off track hardcore, like with our health and fitness, and the Beachbody opportunity, just crazy. And like gradually, like over the time that she was pregnant, I gained like all 40 pounds back. So we had our son in May this year, and so like I made a commitment to like, I need to get back on track like with this thing. I need to, like, for my family, because the stuff that had happened in the past, like health wise, so jumped back in there, and like we've been super consistent, like with our like health and fitness, and then the Beachbody opportunity. Like we've started inviting again. We made it a point, like we want to hit Success Club, 5. Like but it's been like small. So like I'm not like we're not like crazy successful or anything right now, but it's just like really getting back into the groove with everything. So we're doing that pretty consistently, and like I guess in the last 4 months I got the weight back off finally again. So, and we're doing really well. But I think for me it's like all about consistency, like just like implementing small things every single day that like add up to big things, like the compound effect, like Darren Hardy talks about. So that's definitely I guess that's like a quick version of my story, So I don't know if you have a question there, Cam, or
I'm just gonna do that because that's awesome, and that's why I wanted you to share, and we can kind of delve in if people have questions and delve in. It's like it's a
yeah.
Yeah, it's this fancy talk. Because of when we were kind of talking about you falling off track and then getting back on, I think everyone on this call can relate to something in their life, coaching wise, business wise, relationships, or whatever, where what happened to Drew, like you have a kid, you get married, you hurt yourself, you break a leg, anxiety attack, whatever it may be. As soon as that happens, you fall down the deep end, and then you don't come back. Like you just keep floating off. And I see it with challengers, I see it with coaches. You have a bad week, you have a bad month, you miss your workouts, and you just disappear. And it's the saddest thing to see. It's not just us, it's Amy's coaches. Everyone does it, like when that hard time hits, you just give up, And it would have been perfectly normal for Drew to have that happen and gain that 40 pounds and be like, well, I gained it back. This is life,
Yeah.
But he didn't, he was like, you need to get back on track. And he was excited about the little stuff, you don't have to do a big overnight thing. It's adding up to the little stuff. So, was it after you had the kid that you were like you said, like we need to get back on track? But what was like one of the first couple of things maybe that you were like, okay, the kid's here, like let's try.
Yeah.
Was it business wise, or was it like you guys like we need to get our fitness?
Like for me, like you have the 4 vital behaviors, like, and for me definitely like the first step getting it back on track was like being proof that the product worked. Like I know, like you can share your story at any point in your journey, but I knew I needed to be a better example, like for everybody watching. So like that was my first step, is just starting to take care of myself again. A personal development was another huge part. Like I've always loved like personal development, and like gone to seminars and read books like for a long time now. And like whenever you're when you're in a funk like that, it's hard to really like keep doing that. But that's one thing I made it a point to just start. Like I read The Miracle Morning, and I just started getting up early about 3 weeks ago. Like, and I'm not a morning person at all. So, but that's like helped me a ton, just like starting my day off on the right foot and that kind of thing. I was going to say another thing, like one thing that really helped me is like seeing like Amy and the rest of the coaches like constantly posting, So like the whole time I was like had fallen off the wagon and I was like in this funk, I wouldn't like engaging with any of the posts, but I was sitting there in the background just watching it. And it was like consistency, consistency, consistency. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like never ending. Like, and it's just like, for me, that's a good example for us as coaches. If you feel like nobody's like engaging with you or liking your stuff or asking questions or sending you messages, like, just keep posting, like keep sharing your story. Like don't stop working out. Like don't stop taking care of yourself. It plays I think it's like a big area that like it's really not talked about. Like, and nobody's gonna come up and say, oh, like, I'm like, sometimes I will, I guess, but I've been watching you, that kind of thing. But that's one thing that's kind of surprised me, is that there's like a lot of people kind of just hanging out in the background, just watching what you're doing. And that was me for sure. So like I kind of jumped in on my own time, but I think that's a good example, because there's just so many people that are probably, like their life change is probably on the other side of us consistently doing the right thing. So, but that was a huge factor. That's probably like the theme of my life. And I guess this business is just consistency, like doing the right thing, like over and over every day. So,
Exactly. I think that's, again, great nuggets of info, because before you guys hopped on, Drew hopped on a little bit earlier, we're talking about it, and he had the same philosophy I've always said, like he really believes in this opportunity, but at the end of the day, like you're going to be getting in great shape, like yourself. Like even if you don't make any money, you're going to be using the programs and stuff and products, and you're going to be getting in good shape. And just like what he said, the consistency thing, everyone on this call, I know for a fact, because I see all your posts, that's the thing. Everyone shares their own fitness journey. No one on here that's live on this call is not sharing their fitness stuff. Some people might share more, some people might share less, but I know every single one of you who's on this call is doing what Drew's saying, sharing what you're doing, because it's a consistency thing. This is how you kind of have to look at it. Like, you wake up and you do your workout, or you do it at night, whatever, for yourself, and you share it. Like, I'm Terry, I did my workout, I'm going to post about it, I'm done. And you did it for you. Well, guess what happens? People like Drew are in the background. And maybe they're not going to come right out and be like, Terry, but they see it. And he wakes up the next day, and he does it again. Did my workout, bam, selfie, here we go. And Drew sees it again. And he's like, oh man, 2 days in a row. Holy crap, this lady is better than me. I haven't worked out in months. And they do it 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. And maybe they're not saying anything still, but you're in better shape. They're seeing it to where maybe it's that one post you do that you share your struggle, or you share something like, I struggle with drinking or junk food or whatever, and you put this big long post and like, but I've changed, I feel good, and like smacks Drew in the face, and he's like, okay, I need to message her now. I need your help. You just spoke to me. I need to do this. But that moment will never happen if you give up on yourself. Who cares if no one messages you? We don't get like a ton of messages either, but it's the consistency thing where after 2 months, after 3 months, after 4, 5, 6 months, when you're always sharing about your journey, you're always motivating, you're always posting positive stuff, people start seeing it and they go, okay, I've watched you and your wife 20 months. What are you doing? And yeah, this is what we do. Okay, because I'm in a pretty crappy place in my life. I've gained a bunch of weight. I'm alcoholic. I do drugs. I haven't worked out in 10 years. I need to just do something, and I want you to help me. But that'll never happen if you stop sharing yourself. And like Drew was saying, it's just little stuff. Just doing your workout every day and sharing it, and just being you is huge. We got college people in college, we got people working jobs, we got moms, we got grandmas, we got fur baby owners, we got fathers. So that's huge. And Drew had some really good points, and I think it was to prove like you can fall off the wagon, but you can get back on there, but you can't beat yourself up if you do. If you fall down, you can come back. And he's a perfect example for that, because like I was telling him, a lot of people could lose the weight, gain it back on, and then they're gone. They're just down the spiral. but he turned it around, and anybody can do that, So that's awesome. And if you guys had any other questions, like any other insights you want to ask him about what he's doing or what he did or about him, feel free to.
I was gonna say I have an interesting story about like just being consistent. Like I had someone text me, like we had a challenge group last year when we were like first starting out, and there was a longtime friend in that group, and she didn't even like finish the challenge. Like not that that's bad, but she didn't make it. And like I didn't hear from her for a long time. We would like kind of check in on her from time to time, and like literally a year later, like she texted me the other day, and just kind of completely caught me off guard. She was like, "Hey, I just signed up as a coach under you," and I was like, "What are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? Like, oh, you like ordered Shakeology or something?" You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like way confused, and like turns out like one of her friends let her try Shakeology again, because it's been a while, and she fell in love with it, and I guess she came to a point where she knows she needed to get back on board, but I don't know how she did it. I guess she called like Beachbody and did it over the phone, but she signed up as a coach under me like after a year, like not even hearing from her. Like it's just completely crazy out of the blue. Like it's not like every situation. It's not going to happen like that all the time, but it's just a good example of, like staying consistent so people know like you're the guy to go to, like if they're wanting to get involved, So
No, that's really awesome. That's super cool, and it goes back to consistency.
Right.
Showing up and being there, and you get rewarded too, because that's like the universe, like people, whatever you believe in, people always talk about like manifesting and believing what you want. Stuff like that happens all the time. Where you work and you're doing it, and all of a sudden you're like, I'm so confused. What are you talking about? But it was like you deserved it, and it came to you because you worked for it, and you get rewarded. So that's super cool. But do any of you guys have any? I mean, it could be a question for him. It could be a general question. I mean, like I always say, you don't have to talk, but if you have a question or just want to ask something or say something, unmute yourself and ask away. No one shy here. No one's gonna judge you. There,
Is it hot in there?
it's hot.
I'm fanning my dog, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, no one ever.
Quick question, Drew.
Yeah.
When you fell off, were you already like an Emerald coach and went backwards, or were you still just starting out?
Yeah, whenever I first started in June last year, and I got to Emerald, and then at that point, like I think it was a combination of everything going on, like us like slowly just falling off. I think I went inactive. Like I think a coach canceled, and I went inactive. So I was at Emerald, and then I kind of just went backwards from there, and just kind of spiraled out of control. But like one thing that I can really say that I really appreciate, like sometimes when you're surrounded by people all the time, you really like lose appreciation for them. But I just want to say like thank you to Cameron and Courtney for sure, because like it took humility for me. Like I remember one time when I was trying to get back into it, like I'm not connected to Cameron in any way at all. Like we have, we're probably on the same team, like as a whole, but I like shot him a message like, hey, like, how do I sign some up for a challenge pack? Like completely like beginner, like question, and he was like willing to help me out. So I really appreciate that. But so like I did fall off, like I was Emerald and went backwards, and then just kind of picking up again. Like, and it's even like, I guess it's been 4 months that I've been back at it again. So it hasn't even been like a crazy overnight change. Like I'm still just trying to get better and develop myself. And, and I'm not like, I haven't hit Emerald again, but like we're working on it. We're still trying to like build momentum, so. Does that answer your question, Bonnie? Cool.
That's awesome. Cool. Does anybody else have any questions for Mr. Joseph?
Drew Cephas.
All about the nicknames.
Yeah.
But no, that's a good point you brought up, because I just mentioned that on the call before I did this too. A humility thing for yourself, but humility for me at the same time, because I've had a lot of help. I've asked those same questions to people when I started, like, how do you sell challenge pack? What's coaching codes? how do I get to Emerald, like, and it sucks sometimes asking because you feel like you're a loser maybe sometimes, but when you reach out to the right people, they help you. And that's what I was talking about in the call, is like, no matter where I go in this business, whether I'm top coach or just a elite coach or maybe just a 2-star or whatever, I never want to be at the point where someone like Drew reaches out and I think I'm too good to help them, because when he reached out, I didn't go, okay, I better help him because I want him to talk on my team call 6 months later. No, I wasn't thinking that. I was like, oh, I had that same question. I'm going to help him out because I know that once, I help him out, he might be able to pay it forward to someone who messages him. Like, how do I sell a challenge back, like paying it forward to somebody. So don't ever be afraid to reach out to some people, and maybe you will find someone that isn't so willing to help, but for every bad egg, there's 99 other people that you can reach out. And like, that's what I love about our team and other teams, like we're connected with, like Drew and Bonnie's team with like Blaine and stuff like that, is there's good people. There's good people all around that are willing to help you out and listen to you, because, as much as people forget, I was just a regular coach 20 months ago. Amy was just a regular coach 6 years ago. We started in the same exact spot. It wasn't like I signed up and all of a sudden I was diamond the day I signed up. Like, I had to build it. Amy had to build it, and it's all up to you. It's like how you wanna take it and how much time and effort you want to put into it. But again, like Drew's story and why I loved having him share is, if you do fall off, it is definitely possible to get back on and work the business, but you can't give up. He didn't necessarily give up. He fell off. He didn't completely go away. He just fell off and had a bad time. But a lot of people, when they fall down, do quit and give up. And I'm with Amy this 100%. My biggest pet peeve, and on the people you have, especially if you do have coaches, if you have a team, how would people feel if I was like, oh, you know what, guys, my grandma, she had a complication with her surgery. This is a true story. I have to go to the hospital and spend a lot of time with her and help her with rehab. Life's pretty tough. I'm just gonna quit on all you give up. It sucks, Everyone goes through crap. We all go through crappy times. People get sick, they have medical issues, they have kids, money issues, whatever. But you can't give up on yourself, and you can't give up on the people that you converse with. And kind of like what Drew is saying, like, your life is kind of determined by the people you surround yourself with. And if your friends and family that you hang out with are negative, horrible people, your life's gonna probably be pretty shitty. But if you hang around and talk to people who are always happy for you, always positive, always supportive, that's a pretty awesome thing. And so if you need more of that in your life, seek out the people that you're seeing posts that are always happy and positive and helping people, because that's what you need more of in your life, So about perfect half hour. If people have anything else to say or ask Drew or anything to comment, go for it. But before we do that, just in case no one does, I just want to thank Drew again for coming on here and sharing. I know I really appreciate it. He's an awesome guy. I've gotten to know him quite a bit the last few months, and the dude's just as a friend in general. But, I love hearing from different people. I love hearing their stories. It motivates me, again, because people might think it's crazy, but like when I'm struggling in my workouts in my business, I could think of Drew and be like, Drew didn't give up. So suck it up, Cam. Go do this. Like, you can find motivation and inspiration from anywhere, from anyone. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. It's nice to see all you guys. So
yeah, it's awesome. Did anybody else have anything to say to Drew, or just in general, any questions or anything you had at all?
Drew, do you think it made you a stronger coach for going through the experience?
Yeah, I think so. I definitely, it gave me perspective. So I guess I'm a lot more, not that you have to go just like fail on purpose, but I felt like I have a lot more empathy now. Like I can understand people. Like whenever you have people that join challenges or coaches and they kind of just start distancing themselves, like I can really relate to those people now. So I can you can kind of see the flip side of everything, So like people, like life happens for people, but I definitely think it made me a better, like stronger person, So for sure.
That's awesome. Great question. Yeah. I agree with that because I think like they always say the same thing, like whatever doesn't kill you only makes you stronger.
Okay.
And that's the same thing. You appreciate it more, I think, in
Right.
a way too, like because we've heard it again with personal development, life in general. If this was easy, if building a business, if losing weight was easy, then why the hell is everyone in the world completely healthy and completely rich? Because it's not,
Right.
it's hard. And that's why it's so easy to give up. But there's tons of people like Drew who are pushing through and don't give up. And you gotta crawl through the shit sometimes to get to the other side and have all the glory. And it's not easy, but it's totally worth it. So, yeah. Other than that, that's like a perfect 30-minute call. But it's recorded, so if you want to come back in the team page and check it out, if you missed the beginning or whatever, it'll be completely recorded for everyone. Appreciate Drew again for coming on, sharing. Appreciate that. Appreciate everyone who came on the call. Like I always say, give yourself a pat on the back because the people that show up are the people that want to learn and want to grow. Taking time out of your night, out of your day to be on the call. So thank you to all you for hopping on. Thank you for Bonnie for coming on. She's not even on our team. She's on Blaine's team, but that's awesome. Kudos to her because she didn't have to get on. She could have just saw that post and like, whatever. But she got on. So that's really, really awesome. So thank you guys. I really appreciate that. But other than that, thank you, Drew. Thanks for everyone coming on and have a wonderful night.
See you. Thanks.